Hello, my friends, and welcome to this 10-minute coaching session, a little mini session from my garden, covering some of the popular, some of the most common topics that I'm asked about in my business. This one today is probably the single biggest issue that I find people speaking with me about, and that is self-doubt. Self-doubt, lack of self-confidence, lack of belief in ourselves, lack of self-esteem sometimes. And I wanted to share this beautiful pear tree in my garden as a demonstration of simply being yourself. And I'll explain as I go through this little session here. So self-esteem, what is self-esteem? And for me, self-esteem is really the knowledge of your own self-worth and value. Just knowing you are worthy, knowing you have value. You may not fully understand what that is, how to express it, how to access it. You may not feel it sometimes, but simply knowing that as a human being, purely by your existence here, you have worth, you have value, you have purpose, is a significant part of self-esteem. Now, we can get cocky if we get into, well, I'm the one who's got all the worth and value. And I think that self-esteem, true self-esteem, is actually balanced by acknowledging and recognizing other people's worth and value too. So not simply that we are the bee's knees, but that you are too, and that we share in common the fact that we are worthy, valuable people simply by our existence. And our challenge then becomes, how do we share that? How do we develop that? How do we express it in the world? So, knowing your own worth and value and recognizing the worth and value of others is a key element, the key element of self-esteem for me. And one of the reasons self-doubt shows up, there are many, but one of the main reasons that self-doubt shows up in the conversations I have with people is when they start to compare themselves with someone or something else. So, see, I didn't do very well because look at that situation out there, look at that result, look at this person, look at this environment, look at what's happening. I didn't do very well, I'm not a good person. And that's where we go very quickly in our thoughts, or where we can go very quickly in our thoughts. So, to this beautiful pear tree. Do you like pears? I love them. And this pear tree is about 150 years old. And here she is, still producing fruits and still being a magnificent pear tree. She's very, very tall, and she's an absolute tower of strength and natural presence in our garden. She produces pears, maybe smaller than she might have done when she was younger, and she's a peri pear tree. So what that means is that we press the juice and turn it into pear cider, which is completely delicious. But she's still producing pears. Now, we have other fruit trees in our garden. We have plums, we have green gages, we have cherries, we have apples. We also have roses, we have elderberries, we have some thistles and clovers and alliums and lavender. We have lots of different flowers and fruits and vegetables, in fact, growing in our garden. We don't get peri from anywhere else other than from this tree. We can't go to the sweet corn patch and make peri. If we go to the sweet corn patch, we don't get pears, we get sweet corn. So if this pear tree was to feel disappointed in itself for expressing its pear tree-ness in these beautiful pears that we can use and drink either as pear juice or pear cider, we would be missing out. It's no good. You wouldn't find pear trees standing here going, oh no, I'm awful, I'm such a failure, look at the beautiful rose over there, it's got pink blossoms on it, look at me, I'm just a failure, I've just got these lumps and bumps and fruits all over me, what a failure am I. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Excuse my acting. It doesn't work. It's not the way it is. And neither would you get the rose tree suggesting that it is a failure because it can't produce sweet corn or because it isn't a courgette plant. Each individual thing in nature is destined to become its own beautiful expression of itself. And you are the same. You are unique. There is nothing and no one quite like you. And so, knowing that where you are, who you are, what you have to offer, you may not know completely what that is right now, but knowing, allowing, trusting, believing that you have a gift. Your very presence is a gift. You have no idea in your daily life who it is that you touch or how you touch them. Think of the people you have met today or yesterday or just recently. Think of the people whose names you don't know, but you happen to see them in a shop, or maybe they served you at the supermarket, or perhaps it was the neighbor, or maybe someone who you see just walking through your village or through your street on a regular basis. I remember when I was much younger and taking my children to school every day, I used to drive down a long country lane, and every morning, without fail, on that school run, I saw an elderly gentleman with his newspaper under his arm, walking presumably to work. One day he wasn't there anymore. That was after several years of me seeing him on a regular basis. I often wonder what happened to him. I wish him well. He touched my life, he touched my heart. I never met him, I never spoke to him, but I saw him every day, and he was a landmark, a marker in my day, and a person who I looked for and looked to give me some sense of timing, of marking during the day, the passing of my day. There are people like that in your life, and you are that person in somebody else's life. I know that for sure. It's true for all of us. So, what I'm suggesting today is that you simply allow yourself the gift of knowing that you are valuable and you are worthy of the best in life, no more and no less than anybody else around you. See what happens when you even consider that as a possibility. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. If you've got anything at all you'd like to add in the comments, or a question that you would like addressed in these little coaching sessions that I'm doing over the next few weeks, then please do post in the comments below. And I'll look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye now.